Hey guys, check, check, check. You guys can hear me? Xerxes, what's going on? Can you guys hear me okay? Hey Oliver, BJ, Lori. Hey Stephanie, Raymond. Can you guys hear me okay? Check, we're good? Alright, cool. I'm gonna give it a beat. Let you guys get on here. Hope everyone is staying out of the heat. It's been hot. Alright guys, welcome to the Lyron Connection. This is episode 33. I was going to have the episode actually earlier, days earlier. I was still waiting on some more contact. So we're getting down to the wire. Episode 33, we're getting towards August 10th. Everything's building to August 10th. Thanks guys for joining on. I'll shout out to everybody later on. And I know Tara, if she's listening, she'll throw up Discord. I'll jump on Discord afterwards. Say hello to you guys and stuff like that personally. So, normally during the summertime, based on the data since 2013, we typically have more light-sided contact. It's unusual to have this much mixture of contact, let's say, within the summer. So I did receive, where we left off was actually on the last episode of episode 32, was on July 11th at 8:30 p.m. July 11th. And we're going to pick up from the next time I received contact was actually July 20th. I also have received images along with that. And we also have August 10th approaching. So, again, it's not a fear thing. We don't need to be afraid. What we need to be is prepared. And there's all kinds of stuff going on terrestrially around the world. You all know that just by your everyday lives, living and getting bombarded with information and data on all sides, right? Well, this show is about contact. There are people who are receiving contact, and for quite a while, some of us. I have been receiving contact since 2013. The data keeps growing. So you can look at my past episodes. You can go into all that. I don't have time to catch all up on a year and a half or a year and a quarter of data, and we still have a lot of old contact to go through. But what I do is I'll get you up from where we left off on the last episode, which was July 11th. The next time I received contact was July 20th, so I'll catch you from July 20th to just the other day. We'll go through that and catch it up. I'm not scared, but I am on defense mode. I was going to do an emergency broadcast, but I wanted to wait. I really did. I was hoping to get more data, but I have enough data to go off of to basically what we figured out on contact is that August 10th, you'll probably have a false, how do I put this? You're going to have real stuff mixed with fake stuff. What I mean by that is you'll have terrestrially, I just can't see them allowing this to go to a waste, so I'm sure they'll have their own, like, I don't know if it's Blue Beam or whatever they're going to do, But what we have from Contact is that there will be on August 10th a battle around the Earth, on the outside of the Earth, of Christos, anti-Christo forces, light and dark forces. But based on recent contact, we have more of a definition of what's kind of going to take place. And that's where I'm going with the emergency data, emergency information. We're going to go from there. So without further ado, I'm just going to go right into the contact. I'll briefly tell you what I think at the end, what I think it's all leading, what's going to happen. And then I'll hear you guys out, and so we're just going to go from there. The two images I do have are of beings. Now, there is Law 18, but I'm thinking at this point, if I cover part of the being and at least show you, at least not the face, we'll get to it. We're just going to go with it. And, we're just going to go from there. A lot of stuff has happened. I'm not as organized as I normally am because of the amount of a little bit of stress. Just a little bit of stress. I'm just going to, what is this? Doug. Hey, Doug, what's going on, man? Bad guys, no law for them. Those were Lyran codes, I thought. Bad guys, no law for them. What? Bad guys, no law for them? Those were Lyran codes, I thought. Yeah, so if you remember from last year, I made that weird wish, and then part of the fleet broke up, and there was like... Hey, guys. Oh, the images, yeah. Law for those images. Yeah, I know about law for those images, but if I cover up the being, if I cover up like the face and the body, the rest is just background, correct? That's not, I mean, this is where it's so frustrating. Doug, don't you think that if the rest of it's fine, as long as you're not showing the being? Law for those images. Well, anyways, I got to get going and read you guys what was said, and then you'll understand what's going on. So, I think it's okay for Lyran law is what I'm saying. Maybe it will be okay to share. Well, what I'm going to do is I'll just cover the face of the tyrant. Remember, there's this tyrant. Part of the fleet, the Lyran fleet, was taken. And there was insectoids involved in the past. We're trying to piece this together to understand. There's reptilians, there's insectoids, there's this tyrant, there's all this stuff going on, right? And others. So you have terrestrial. We have like over 30 races. So you have light, dark. You have the Galactic Federation. You've got the Dark Fleet. You've got insectoids, you have asteroids, you have bases and moons and planets, all this stuff going on. So you have the Pudrions coming out of Andromeda, going to the Platea, which is 10,000 light years from Earth, that moon of Cremona, which was decimated because of Law 18, so I'm told. The holy city that was destroyed, that was rebuilt. So then there was a council meeting. So they sent the Pudrion sent 1,000 ships in. There was a galaxy-wide, when we did that episode, broadcasted out. Pudrions are on the way to help us. They're an angelic type race. They're from Andromeda Galaxy. The line keeps getting broken in by NSA agents. I'm just going to call it out. Other agencies terrestrially. You have multiple light and dark forces breaking in, and basically we're at a point where we know August 10th's approaching. There's supposed to be a battle around the Earth. People are going to be able to see it, and then It's probably going to give the excuse for the terrestrial agents, to the bad ones, the black hats, to probably also add a false flag event, probably where they're going to try to control the narrative, because there is a full disclosure movement. I'm all about full disclosure. There is also a movement for a partial controlled disclosure. Just like you see on the news, you're seeing about UFOs, you're only getting a little taste of it. They have these guys coming out of the Pentagon, these guys working with other people who are in the field. And if you follow the money and you follow the names, basically it's a controlled partial disclosure. So they can have a controlled, because there is a deep state, there is a dark fleet, there's a lot of stuff going on. You have multiple agencies terrestrially and things going on. With that being said, extraterrestrially, you have, even when you have different sides, even the Galactic Federation of Light has multiple compartments, and they don't always agree on things. And there are councils and multiple councils. But not to get sidetracked in all that mess. We're dealing with what we have based on the data, what we have. What we do know is that there is an insectoid queen, and there are legions of forces out there of not the good side. What makes this different is the reptilians have been controlling this planet for thousands of years. Just currently, there's a great awakening happening around the planet where people are waking up and or being woke, or in the communities they're starting to understand that there's more going on. There's technologies that have been hidden from us. We're living in the past. We've been on petro and oil for over 100 years. We're still on rockets. Everything's a joke. We're still on combustible automobiles. Anyone who comes up with a patent or an idea, it gets confiscated, it gets taken, or they mysteriously wind up committing suicide or dying, or their life's work are confiscated. It's at a point of ridiculousness, and it's just beyond ridiculous. Here's what the real deal is, though. So you have many races that have been visiting this planet for a long time, and we're at a point of our hand-me-down technology where, and people are becoming aware of data, information, having connections, having real experiences. Your average person is now seeing UFOs on a regular basis than it was even 2 years ago. Your average person, you would talk about a UFO and they would think you're nuts. Like, oh, that there's no such thing. And now you have your average person who's not even into the field will see things that they know in their own mind, will say, wait, that doesn't add up to what I know. And makes people research and dig. I'm going off subject. I'm going back onto it. Bottom line is, so we've had contact with over 30 races. I haven't heard from the Lyrans in quite a bit of time. Probably over 6 months, 8 months. I have to look at the data. You would think, well, how does this guy not know his own stuff? I have so much data, and the wording is so rich, because when you talk with a person, right, you get to know their style of language. You get to know their style of how they speak. When you're dealing with extraterrestrials, not a contactee extraterrestrial experience where it's a race or a being on a ship. I'm dealing with, I don't know who's on command at any given time. So everyone's dialect is a little different. Everyone's style of how they speak is a little different. Plus, I have to break code and language. On top of out of this world linguistic, just even slang or jargon. So, for example, when you even have where you're getting contact, there could be a tone. And you know how just talking with your friends, you may have like you're texting, right? You text your friend. Even texting can come off wrong, and we've been all here knowing our language and speaking with each other since you were born. You learn, but even then, through texting or messaging, you still don't know tone. You don't know. So there's a lot to unpack with all of that. And in real time, there's a window of when you can respond and how long. So with that being said, my line has been pretty much a lot of terrestrial agent activity, a lot of military activity, a lot of ship sightings lately, and multiple extraterrestrial races. Right now is a dark time and I think it has to do with the 10th, and I'm going to explain. I figured it out. I'm pretty sure I'm right on the money on this, but we'll go from there. So it's a lot. We can talk about all that other stuff. You guys, I read everybody, like I said. I'm still researching. I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know everything. But bear with me, because I'm dealing with not one or two things. I'm dealing with a lot of different things. So, with that being said, let's jump into contact. We'll go through the images as they are. There's one image I have, actually, yeah, I did get that one in. There's one I'm waiting on from 2 days ago that I have not received back. Hey, Tara. Yes, you made it. I was just catching everyone up to speed on basically, the basics. So here we are. We're about to begin. So last date was July 11th, Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Tuesday. So Friday, July 16th. So days have gone by. I haven't heard anything. So then I asked, status update, please. No response. Then I asked, I await your response. Thank you. Nothing. 4 days later, July 20th at 12:33 a.m., I received, waiting for your reply. The answer given is you in danger of being striking against. And this is an example of a tyrant who takes the risk of our crew to the extent of Sultraxi cost with us. They are limited. Inner space. Wake up. Number one. So I'm going to reread that. There's a lot to unpack there. So at 12:33 a.m., I was asleep. Number two, I was meditating and I fell asleep. Number two is the Sultraxis mentioned. That is the flagship of the Lyran fleet. There's the Sultraxi, which it's 184,000 cubic feet. And then there's this the Sultraxi Sora, which means sister. So sister of the Sultraxi, which is a sister flagship. And each flagship has their own fleet of ships. Part of the fleet was stolen, and that was that whole fiasco a year ago when there was those black triangles. There was the coordinates of the location, the one where I took a picture of it as it flew over my house, and then they sent a picture back from their point of view. Oh yeah, meters. Yeah, no, it's I have it. I mean, I'm roughly saying I have it in here, but it's 184,000 something cubic feet. I have it. If you want, if you give me a few minutes, I can look it up after we go through contact. It's in here. Like I'm saying, that's how much data we've got going on. That, and I have it in my black ledger, so that's actually probably a quicker way. I could just answer that question right now. How many feet is the flagship of the Sultraxi? Cubic feet. I know it's cubic feet. Sorry guys, I wasn't, like I said, I'm off my game. I'm on defense. Should be more prepared. Sultraxi. Soltraxi. I'll see it. It's in the book. It's in the manuscript. I'll find it. All right. More importantly, let's get back to where we were. Let me move this over. So, reading it again. Waiting for your reply. The answer given is you in danger of being stricken against. So that means I'm in danger of being, attacked. And this is an example of a tyrant. So there's a tyrant out there who has part of the fleet, who works with the insectoid queen, who takes the risk of our crew. So that's what's weird, because I got an image as well. So at July 20th, the next message I received was an image on the Soltraxi. And there's a doorway, and there's Lyranese, which is the language. You could see it in the pad on the door. It's lit up, and you see this entity or this being walking down this long hallway, which is the tyrant. So that's who they're referencing to, because the next message at 1:53 a.m., exactly 1 hour later, was of the tyrant. But I'll show you a part of that. I'll just cover the face, and that way I'm not breaking Law 18. So it's waiting for your reply. The answer given is you in danger of being stricken against. And this is an example of a tyrant who takes the risk of our crew. So that means on the Soltraxi that they're literally basically hijacked, and that this tyrant and others have basically, they have control over part of the fleet. So they're doing what they're told, I guess, because they're taking images as well as they're under control of these legions and these insectoids. They said, to the extent of Soltraxi cost with us, they are limited. Enter space, wake up. Awake. So I was asleep. I did wake up, and I received this image. So I'm going to share this image. We'll see what happens. I'm going to make sure, no matter what, I cover the face of this being. I wish I could show the face, but it doesn't do any justice. So with that being said, let me make sure some other vital information is covered up. So basically, I'm covering the head of that being. If you look at there's a panel right there. You can see the Lyranese on the door. My finger is covering up the face of that being, because if you look, you can see the feet down below. He's coming down a hallway. And that is like a doorway that opens up, and it's kind of hidden. So I wish I could show you the head, but I can't. Probably because, well, there's laws. And that's the thing. Even though there are Christos, Antichristos, light and dark forces, there's still a universal law under the Creator that everyone has to still follow these rules. It's actually kind of funny, because the bad guys, I mean, you would think they're just totally chaotic and don't care, and we're just going to do whatever we want anyways. But they do to a degree, but there's still laws where they try to trap you into trick into buying into something, and you're going to see in here, they try to trick me. And this is crazy, but here we go. So there's that image of the tyrant. I said, what is this image of? Are you saying I'm in danger? And if so, by whom? Is the image sent to me of the tyrant? Who am I speaking with? I wait your responses. Status update. Tuesday, July 20th at 5:51 p.m. All I received was death. So, death. So great. So I'm thinking right away, whoa, I know August 10th is coming up. They're trying to trigger me on fear. Are they saying I'm going to die? Are they saying they're bringing death? What's going on here? With that being said, I said, what is dead or death? Are you saying the tyrant is dead? Because in the time that I received the message, I've thought about a lot of things afterwards. Sure, that was July 20th. But in the time it happens, so I received the message at 5:51 p.m. I'm responding at 5:56, 5:57 p.m. So within 5 minutes, I'm thinking about quick things in my head as they're happening. So I'm like, are you saying the tyrant is dead? Maybe like they overthrew, there was a mutiny, they got the ship back. I'm getting obviously contacted. So, and they're obviously like giving me an image of the tyrant. So they're hiding it. And there's miscommunication where I'm getting light and dark, where the encrypted lines they're broken. So that everyone can jump in there. So I said, are you saying the tyrant is dead? And then July 20th at 5:58 p.m., so that was 7 minutes later, they responded, the tyrant does not die. That's what they said. The tyrant does not die. I said, why did you say mortem in Latin? And at 6:01 p.m., 2 minutes later, or 3 minutes later, they responded, this vessel will now be written to the transponder. We know who you are. And I said, okay, the vessel will be written to the transponder. What does that mean? Who am I? Please explain in detail. Thank you. Even though I've had multiple races tell me who I am, no matter what, I always am trying to identify who I'm talking with, because I'm based on just recently in contact in this last month. We know that they respond with each other with harmonics and frequencies, the 777 hertz, the 888 hertz. They take shifts, we found out. They report, so they're monitoring everything, and then they report, they take shifts. So, not everyone's the same. So there's different dialect, there's different beings, there's different races, there's different protocol of how they operate and what they do. So at this point, I don't know who's giving me the data, because I'm getting light and dark around the same time. So they told me the tyrant does not die. And then they said, this vessel will now be written to the transponder. We know who you are. So I said, the vessel will not be written on the vessel will be written to the transponder. What does that mean? Who am I? Please explain in detail. I await your response. They responded on July 21st, the next day at 8:51 p.m. They said, we write the files for you. I can tell you that they are not Nicholas of Lyra. So they're basically telling me they're not from the Lyran command. They're not that they're doing the work on behalf of whomever, right? So I said, you write the files for me, and they are not Nicholas of Lyra. Please explain in more detail. Who are they, and how are you able to use the same line as them to me through the technology? And I await your response. How do I know who to trust? It's a good question. How do I know who to trust at this point? There's too much going on. So now, that was July 21st at 8:51 p.m. I didn't hear anything. I did see ships and witnesses that have visited me or been here. We've seen ships. And July 27th, on Tuesday, July 27th, at 3:12, I received a message that said that it cannot get infected. Wisdom has been drained. Space is our reservoir. Now, they did tell me earlier that I needed to have abstinence. I can't abstinence. I can't have. I have to build my wisdom. I can't. So I don't want to go into graphic detail about it, but I said my wisdom was not depleted. I have been utilizing abstinence. Well, who am I speaking with? I await your response. Thank you. On Tuesday, July 27th at 3:20 p.m., I received, you are very confused. Wisdom is the third part of the eyes. When both sides were confronting, it dries. 90 days at the time of free speeds. Once in the world of dusk came to raise full dimensional awareness all about a lot of things. Lyra ties the tree of life. So I said, what does this mean exactly? Please explain in more detail. I thought we had until August 10th. Identify yourself. Thank you. I await your response. On July 27th at 3:30 p.m., I received, are you ready for the orchestrated insectoid tyrant trial? Hold up. So I've been told in the past about a trial, this is years ago, that I'll be on trial for breaking Law 18, for the colonies of Cremona, which are deep black insectoids along with other races, colonies inside the moon that were taken out. And I have that image of it being decimated along with other things. I didn't do it. They blame me for it. And basically it's being brought up again. So these insectoids that are part of the legions, they're basically like whoever's speaking, and I'm assuming it's through the tyrant, excuse me, are you ready for the orchestrated insectoid tyrant trial? So I'm assuming this tyrant is going to judge me. The tyrant's going to judge me. I just laugh because they got balls. I mean, this is crazy. So I said, who is this insectoid tyrant who orchestrated this? Who do you serve? What is your name? Why do you avoid my questions? I await your response. So you clearly work for the insectoids, because at this point, I know I collect all the data. Good, bad, if they're bad talking to me, the more data we have, the more they eventually expose themselves. They always do. We always find out the answer. So I'm not just taunting them, but I'm kind of like putting my foot down as, all right, so they have to answer. Sometimes they, if they're good, they're always answer me. They always give me their name, title, rank, where they're from, what system, star system, planet, what fleet. But a lot of the bad ones, some of them, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, sometimes they lie. And then you have terrestrial agents too. So Tuesday, July 27th at 4:10 p.m., they responded, of course I know. So they say, of course I know. Wow. So I said, I then, on a secure line that is a Lyran line, I did request. I said, I need assistance. And I left it at that. I did also ask the one who just told me, of course I know. I said, of course you know you work for the insectoids. Why are you contacting me then? What is your title and rank? And then they responded Tuesday, July 27th at 5:16 p.m. They stated, this is not an easy task. By means of the laws of the now, of the councils, and art, watching this, however, we said, through the use of your wisdom, and let not him which we are unconscious, Psalms and God, to whose advice her and she would find out of this, end the bolt a little unfit for human things that occur here, and to us is here now to remain, having seen thee and watch your friends and watch the lights of heaven. So then I asked, who are you exactly? And I know it's got to be the tyrant at this point. The tyrant's talking to me. I said, who are you exactly? And then I had a response at Tuesday, July 27th at 5:21 p.m. The 3 pillars of the guards. So now I have always had for years these 3 guards under the Lyran command, because they say I'm a royal prince. So I'm always having these 3 ships that are always being spotted, and usually in a triangle formation above my home. I catch it all the time. It's at a point where even my family, who is not even into this, they understand, they accept, they know the data, they know what I get, they know about, but it's not. It's like it's not a big deal. It's to the point where when ships get so low and slow and change course over the treetop, that Julia or someone will get annoyed that I'm not paying attention to them because I stop and I go, oh, there's a ship, you know. So it's not a big deal. This happens all the time. But what they're saying is, they're saying the three pillars of the guards. So they're talking about the guards. So then and then they said intelligence. So we know there are shifts and ships that come in and come out over me, and they work on the 777 hertz, the 888 hertz. They're identifying each other, they're giving data, and it's a 24-hour operation because I'm been told I'm heavily guarded. Multiple races have told me I'm heavily guarded. Intelligence has told me I have many allies, but I also have many enemies. So, with that being said, I said the three pillars of the guards' intelligence. So you are guards who are collecting intelligence for the insectoids, because I'm thinking maybe I'm having spies from the enemy who are also coming down over me at this point, because I haven't heard from the Lyrans. And they said, I said, who are the three guardians of intelligence? July 27th, Tuesday at 6:42 p.m. I received, but you are looking for the night to come. Do you think the collection of intelligence and wisdom of his own perception of his enemies were true? Kind of like saying, what, you think that, you know, the information that you have on what is you think is the enemy is true? Like, they're trying to trick me. Like, so I said, so are you the true light or not? I await your response. What banner do you pledge allegiance to? Give me a name of the alliance. July 28th, Wednesday at 6:45 p.m., they responded, do not have peace of the borders of the kingdom to the wild beast of the truce. The battle was against them. You are saying that you understand and connect time to be fully under the control of the queen insectoid. What? No. So I said, no, I do not consent to be under the control of the insectoid queen. And then they responded at 6:48 p.m. It is too late for you. The enemy always likes to bolster too. That's what's so great. It's like a matter of fact. It's like, this is not the first time at the rodeo we've been at with this dance where the enemy has given me data that, like, they're kind of like threatening me or telling me how it's going to be, but then it changes. So they said, it is too late for you at 6:48 p.m. on Wednesday, July 28th. So I stated, and why is that? And then on July 28th at 6:56 p.m. on Wednesday, they responded, times change fate. And I said, I do not consent. I said, why does this insectoid queen want me? Why would I want to be fully under the control of an insectoid queen? Where are the Lyrans? I said, I advise you, for your own best interest, not to participate in this devious plan. And tell the insectoid queen that my alliance is fully aware of her plan and the divisive actions that have been taking place, devious actions that have been taking place. And then I asked to confirm, am I speaking with the tyrant? And then I received an image. The image, that's so funny too, is the image I don't have yet. It's been rerouted, so it started in Maryland, went to New Jersey, because I have a secure place where I get the images printed off. So it went to Maryland, it went to New Jersey, then it went and rerouted to DC, and then it went to North Carolina, and some part of North Carolina I don't even know, normally wouldn't go to, and then it went to Durham, and then now it's I'm supposed to get it tomorrow. Basically what it shows is that being that you saw down the hallway in that hallway, and that with the Lyranese on the outside of that door. It's a close-up shot of that being, and it is definitely humanoid. It's definitely not the queen. It is definitely the tyrant. It is definitely an insectoid / humanoid. And you can see the different. There's like a almost like like NASA has like the glass bowl. It's kind of like that, but it's domed over the head. It's machine mixed. It's archonic machine mixed with insectoid. The insectoids are supposed to be their own independent force, but lately they have teamed up with legions and the reptilians, and basically what I come to get out of all this, the insectoid queen is gunning for me because she's a royal queen. She needs a Lyran prince. Just like Contact in the past, they've all said they need a Lyran prince. They always need royalty with royalty. So she's gunning for me. The tyrant has part of the Lyran fleet. The insectoids have geared up, and they're coming. The Pudrions are right behind them. August 10th approaches. So what I assume is going to happen, and I'm just guessing here, and this is where we bring it all together. I'm thinking these legions, this insectoid fleets, a part of the Lyran fleet as well, that's been stolen. This queen wants to control me. She wants to capture me. She knows where I'm at now. That my location has been off for about a year now. I've been known out there where I'm at. She wants my seed. She wants to control me. It probably gives her, this is what I also think, if she captures me or kills me, or I don't think she's going to kill me. I think they're really just going to capture me and utilize what they can because of my title. It probably will legitimately legitimize her taking part of the fleet, because if she has me, then it's not really theft. This tyrant who is controlling the legions. So it appears on the Soltraxi itself, this tyrant's got the flagship, but it seems my people are still on there, forced labor basically to work on the ship. Maybe when the fleet was taken, it's kind of like forced labor, but they haven't mutiny or try to uprise, but they're kind of like, hey, there he is, snap, or giving me data. So they're all arriving around the same time. And ironically, terrestrially, you also have a lot of stuff going on terrestrially around the same time. So now I posted about the 10th a while ago. So recently, what did we find out? The 11th, there's going to be a national. So 10th going into the 11th is the insectoid stuff. The 11th is going to be a national broadcast test. Or something I heard from some, multiple sources. I also heard about other things going on the 10th. I don't know if they're confirmed or not. All I can tell you is my stuff. I can only tell you what I got from Contact. It makes a lot of sense. It makes sense why the Lyrans haven't been talking. If part of the fleet has been taken, this tyrant's on the loose. There's legions. Remember the Pudrions told us that even like the Vax and all that, that's part of the reptilians ruling the field, and that's part of it's the first part of a multi-part Mark of the Beast system. So there's some of you that may not believe in all that stuff and not believe some of you might only believe in the ufology. Some of you might believe in religion. Some of you, it's all intertwined, just like Contact said, it's all binded. From whether it's ancient Sumerian or the Law of One or this and that, there's multiple facets, but it's all connected. And the bottom line is, it's a war of light and dark. I'm just fortunate enough to have a little inside information, but at the same time, it's a blessing and a curse where I also am heavily threatened, and they're coming for me. And there's a lot more into it with that. So when I do receive that, I'll share what I can with the images, what I can share. On the things that I can't share, of course, I can't share. But I would definitely, you guys should just feel it. I mean, besides even contact, just taking the pulse on what's like, how crazy things are going on this planet. No fear, but you should put a little bit on the side to have yourself have backup water, food, lanterns, light, a radio that works so you can hear something. Stay indoors on the tent. Like there, you should have a lot of stuff already at this point. If you're just waking up now to know that there are these things going on around your planet globally and outside of your planet, it's kind of like too late. Like you have to be all in to really research, because we're still researching. There's constantly declassified documents or FOIA requests or unclassified CIA, like the Project Stargate, all those different things, remote viewing. There's so much going on, and there's so much we don't know. So with that being said, I'm assuming on the 10th, the reason why there's a battle outside our Earth, Space Force probably aligned with the Alliance, who are protecting me, because I have many friends and many protectors, I'm told. They're probably going to engage. Now, what I do know, based on old contact, is that the insectoids do use, and this, I find it weird with this, and someone needs to confirm this with me because I haven't had time to research it. The insectoids like to use asteroids, and they hollow them out, and they're actually troop transports, basically. I did send to Commander Doug this thing. It was on the TikTok thing, and someone was saying, hey, this was being seen on a NASA, where they track all the asteroids and stuff. It seemed like lately they've all grouped up close to Earth. Like they were spread out. You could actually see their track and trajectory, and it looks like they've grouped up. I haven't confirmed whether that is, because that would make sense if that's the case, especially with how we know they travel in those Trojan horse type vehicles, where they're asteroids basically that come in, they hit, and then they come in as waves, these legions of these insectoids. And there's multiple different types of insectoids. It's not just mantis or just, so there's there's that queen insectoid, the royal one, deep black insectoids, basic insectoid. You have but we're not even talking about mantis or anything like that. So I'm just looking up on here real quick. They did report today that there is 2 large red objects inside the asteroid belt, and they did make that public today. I haven't seen that report. I would love it. Someone send me that. That would be great. That would be. But the 10th. Here's what we got. So today is what? Today is the first, right? We're going into the second. So we have 8 days. We're gonna have a lot more meetings, private, probably on Discord. And guys, there's only been one time that contact has given me a future date that I didn't see something transpire. So we have the data of all the other times. So I'm not trying to spread fear. We can be prepared. But August 10th is coming. And it's kind of weird, though, too, how everyone else has been building for the last couple of months, where people are like, yeah, do you feel like something's about to happen? Do you feel like something's about to happen? And then I go, oh, yeah, I do, because I know about, like, the insectoid queen in August 10th and stuff. And that's a little bit different from the terrestrial stuff. But then I go, wow, I wonder if this is all going to be one big shaboom that happens because they're trying to distract you on something else that's happening. And at the same time, you have when all hell breaks loose, basically, literally, you have too much happening at one time where you can't report, and people aren't going to be able to report, especially if we have darkness time where there's 5 days, 10 days, or whatever it is of we're out of power, or lights out. There's no communication. We're not going to be able to have this I'm not going to be able to, like, emergency episode 34. You'll see for yourself. I mean, I would assume, like, the grids are going to go down and things are going to happen. With that being said, so what we do know is there's a tyrant. This tyrant has been in contact on and off for a while. It's not Ningizida, because Ningizida was another one. I know it's over legions as well. So in these times that we're in, so we have the mark of the beast, we have the legions coming in. I could use any prayer. I don't normally ask, but I could use all the way up to the 10th, guys. I could use any kind of prayer or any kind of, even for each other. I'm not guaranteed anything. So a lot of people think, oh, well, you're the Prince of Lyra, right? They already told you have less than 9 years and you have to make it through this tribulation, or like this period of time. Yeah, but that doesn't guarantee. Nothing's guaranteed. I don't even look at it. I'm just like you guys. Like, I just get contact. I get inside data. So I even have terrestrial. So let's not even talk about extraterrestrial. So you have terrestrial agents, black hats, white hats, that break lines, black hats who give disinformation. The white hats call out the black hats. And then I have AWACS flying over the house and choppers. And the AWACS are, and then, like, I'm getting messages, turn off all your electronic, they're taking your data. So, I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Yeah, and backup is coming. It's a good point, Oliver. So we're being more aware. It's just, I'm just be honest with you guys, I've been under a lot of stress. This has been a crazy year. And I really thought I was looking forward to the summer, because not only do you have all this anti-vax, all this stuff, like, at least the summer is going to be more open and robust, where people are interacting, and maybe the Lyrans are going to be contacting me, because usually in the fall and winter is more dark side contact, where you get more light in the summer and the spring. But as we're getting closer, and it seems based on the data, things are just getting more and more like this. Instead of being separated, it's getting more, and it's just not a good summer. I thought it was gonna be. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm getting great images, like some of those images of the moons, but that doesn't save me. That doesn't save what. When I had all those people, those hundreds of people out, and they're all seeing these ships come over us, and they're like, Alex, what? Privately, they're like, what the crap, dude, with all your stuff? Like, what is that? Like, and I'm like, I told you, I don't know, I know there's light, and I'm protected, but at the same time, they're gunning, the dark ones they're gunning for me. So this insectoid queen, she's got, I don't know what the fixation she has. And now she has this tyrant, and they got part of the fleet. I think I'm in a lot of trouble. So I go on trial. So what I'm thinking is, if they get me, some people have said, well, maybe they'll just kill you. And I'm like, why would they just come here to kill me? Think about it. If I'm royal, isn't that like, it's like property or territory, or you get privileges of, there's a benefit, there's something besides my secret code and my, my seed and my DNA and all this. It's something else. I don't think it's that easy. I think it would probably be a slow, torturous death for me. But Yeah, they're serious, and they're coming, and we're here. We've got 9 days to figure it out. And I hope we get more data. Because what I do is, like I said, I document it all in the manuscripts. Everything's here. Everything in my library. I have multiple backups. I even have even more backups off-site. So if I do disappear, something happens, it's all there. It's all accessible. Someone can go up and they go, oh, that's the exact translation, or that's the code that, or the symbols that he received. Like, it's all there for humanity. It's all here. I wouldn't be doing this from 2013 to 2021 now. At least it's all documented. That's all I can say. It's all timestamped, coded. It's the best I can do. And I continue to research and learn. And they told me that's what you're here for. You're during this final battle of kings, this end of an era, this end of an age, the new age, the final battle of kings. We found out that I have that encrypted code that's wrapped in royal blood that can open and close gates. My third eye isn't fully open, so I failed on that mission where I'm still trying to open fully my third eye to tap into my full potential. Doug was compromised, and we're trying to work on that and figure out how we can fix that. There are others out there. Supposedly in the near future, everyone's going to know who I am. I don't know about all that. We don't make any money off of this. All we do is we try to collect the data. There's a lot of people out there I want to congratulate, and I also want to give kudos to. Roxanne, she helps us with an upstate daily to the Discord, the daily crop circles, because I think that's tied into messaging. That's contact, that's to the earth. There's fake stuff out there, but crop circles are real. Ships, people getting sightings, the majority are real. There are two gentlemen, I won't name their names, but they're working on codes with me and other personal data and information to help crack on some of this other stuff. Tara, of course, and everyone else out there who supports in the groups, and there's just so many of you now. I can't name you all, but I appreciate every single one of you. I try to answer everybody. I know we're running out of time. Like right now, I hear there's a chopper, and that could be normal. Like there's military bases around and stuff. But there's another thing when you're getting direct contact that is telling you that is, over you, and you need to shut down this or that. I'm looking on here. No, we haven't received any contact while we were on the air tonight. So this is episode 33, the Insectoid Queen. There's also something about the Insectoid Queen, and this is actually from Lisa and Old Contact about the Queen possibly being trapped as well. I have to research into the old, because I think I've seen somewhere about someone being trapped in Old Contact. Because I started this March 20th of 2020 when they told me that I need to start sharing with the world. But there's so many years that you guys don't even know, and I'll have to look, but I don't know if that makes sense though, because then I don't know. All we know is what we got from the data. So I'm just going to jump on here real quick to see if you guys got anything. Otherwise, Tara, if you could throw up a Discord link, I'll jump on there and answer any questions and say hello to everybody on there. Yeah, see, Lisa's on here, said that they are trapped. I believe in all of that you're saying, so I will talk to more with you if possible. Victor, cool. Thank you very much. Discord, thank you, Tara. And let's see. A big mixed bag, man. Yeah, when you're getting... That's the thing. So, Raymond, you bring up a good point. it's the blessing and the curse. So the blessing is we're getting contact. You would think too much of anything is, it's not good for you, but it's not you're not getting a funneled source, so you're having terrestrial agents, black hats, white hats. You're getting extraterrestrial. I'm getting from, many races, insectoids, amphibians, reptilians, Lyrans, Syrians, Andromedans. I'm getting from all over the place, Pudrions, like angelic type, like crazy stuff. And they're all fighting. It's a war. And it's coming all the way, it's to the surface. It's hidden. Right now, it's about to be like literally in your face with the way the world is going. Because who do you think some of these terrestrial people are speaking with off-world or been working with? So that being said, well, let's see what else. What color are their ships? So the Lyrans have a lot of blues and purples. It's the interior, the architecture. There's a lot of blues and purples. Some of their drop ships are black. Some of them are blues and purplish. They're the light ships. They give off a rainbow signature. But the enemy also has part of the fleet. And that's how they got Commander Doug. And there's an image of him on the ship, which is not funny because it was the insectoids, and they were coming for me. I didn't go to the location. They didn't get me. They got Doug. He's got a mark in him, in his upper torso, in his head area. He's got a mark. He's got something. So he's chipped. So that's the color of those ships. Now there's tons of types of ships, but the Lyrans, they use a lot of purples and blues, if that helps at all. And whites. There's a lot of clean, hospital white looking, sterile looking rooms, if that makes sense. Kind of like that image too that you saw. Aligns with what I got. That which is false will be seen as real. That which is real will be called false. So many messages. Hold on. Hello, hi, yes, perfectly. Let's see let me catch up to you guys. There's so many. I'm not gonna be able to go through all this, guys. That's why we're gonna have to go into Discord. Invasions, the good guys cannot be ready for a time. It's not a fairy tale. We can only hope they are there, but scared that their ships were taken over, so they say. Yeah, not all of them, though. Wow, there's so many messages. Guys, jump on Discord. I'm going to be on the after chat. Since we're here, let's have a battle plan real quick since you're all on here. Basically, how I'm going to work it is this. I'm going to take it every day as like a countdown. So we have 9 days. So I'm going to be like, tomorrow's the 2nd. I haven't received contact since the image of the tyrant. I'm just going to take it every 24 hours. And then I'll update you guys. And I'll probably do like a really quick, I won't have like a long. As soon as I get it, I'll transcribe it into the manuscript and I'll do a quick, even if you guys don't catch it as a live, at least you'll have the most up-to-date information or data that possible, only because of this circumstance. Because if it gets to the point of the 10th and this goes on, I'm not thinking in a worst case scenario, I'm just trying to be realistic. Say the power goes out, or the grid goes down, or something, and you don't have the, at least you'll have the most up-to-date data at that point. Some of you know how to reach me if that event does happen where the grid goes down. And I highly suggest some of you do that so we can regroup and then figure out I mean, this is as real as it gets. I mean, I want to be on here and say love light and blast rainbows out my chest and everyone, raise your you got to do that stuff. You got to raise your vibration and all that. But there's a war and it's serious and we're at a point where we're running out of time. There's only so many years before this. Even on terrestrially, they're like the Great Reset. Yeah, the Great Reset, of course. Of course they're going to do the Great Reset. Everything's around the same time. So listen, we're going to stay connected. I'm going to jump on Discord. I'm going to jump off of here. We did a good hour. You're up to date. I will share what I can share with the images. And then if you have any further questions, let me see if I can get to the bottom of this thing just so I can answer a couple latest questions. There's so much I wanted to tell you guys and thank certain individuals, and I'm not here. It's so late to make speeches and all this stuff. Here from the Northern Ireland. Oh, nice. Belfast. Cool. Very cool. Welcome aboard. Very cool. Barry, welcome aboard. Victor. Guys, great. Guys, this has been episode 33, and this has been an emergency intel update. And from here on out into the 10th, I'll continue to give you those emergency updates as they happen. And I haven't received anything this evening. Love you all. You guys have been great. Please pray, meditate. It's all the same thing. They're all phone calls. That's what you're doing. You're an antenna. You're connecting to the cosmos. It connects with astral. It connects with prayer. It connects with meditation. Just like chi, vril. These are all names of the same thing. The same orgone energy. These are all the same energy. It's all the same. It's all different names. It's the same thing. We're talking about the same thing. A lot of deities are named multiple things. It's the same thing. There's a lot out there, guys. Stay safe. I love you all. Have a good night. And I'll be in touch. You'll definitely hear from me no matter what before the 10th. Believe me. And I'm going to be sweating bullets a little bit. So have a good night, guys. Love you all. I'll see you on Discord and on the after show chat. Have a good night.